Well, let's get into what we're listening to, gentlemen,
Let's do it.
because it's been a good week, a very good week of music, and I want to get it started, guys, because our boy, friend of the Brunch Breakdown, Vin Diesel, dropped a new song on Friday called Days Are Gone, and man, oh man, is it a great song. And even after last night, I love the song even more. What do you guys think of this new Vin Diesel jam? Vin Diesel, the actor, by the way, for those who are new.
I'm in on it. I am. Feel like I do the first couple of times, just no way. But now that I'm getting used to that sound and just trying not to realize that that's who it is, that's who's actually quote unquote singing in these songs. Give me more. Give me more Vin Diesel. There's a reason we kept him on the playlist, and this is why, because you're all warmed up and ready for the next one, and we're so glad to have it here for you.
Yeah, who knew the playlist was going to predict the future and there would just be more bangers from Vin Diesel. To be honest with you, I have not listened to it yet, but the reason I haven't listened to it yet is because I'm sure it's going to be on the podcast or on the playlist for at least a month. So I'll get my fill of it. And I'll probably go through the same progression as the last one where like I start off saying I don't like it and then eventually have to admit that I do.
Right.
Dude, I'm just telling you, the lyrics really hit home. Like, it's just, he talks about his life before, like working paycheck to paycheck and like, reminiscing on like nights that are gone and like, just thinking about when they didn't have responsibilities. And it's like, but now those days are gone and he misses those days. And I'm telling you, man, it's Vin. He's going to end up winning a Grammy. Like, days are gone, Vin Diesel. Just I don't want to talk it up too much, but
right. I love it.
Next great artist.
I love it. That's a great pick. Shouts to Vin. Big fan. I'll go next. Chris, this one's definitely up your alley. Our good friends at Eternal Boy, local Pittsburgh pop punk band, just released a song called A Long Year off their it's the first single off their forthcoming album, which will be out in April of next year, I believe. The album's called Bad Days Are Over. Shouts to that title, and shouts to the title of both of them, A Long Year and Bad Days Are Over. Amen to that, my brothers, Rishi, Andy, and Joe. Love those dudes. Chris, we used to play with them back in the day. They were formerly known as the Space Pimps for anybody that's familiar with the scenes, but really, really good dudes, putting out really, really quality music. They're getting better and better. Miss seeing them live. They always used to put on a great live show. So it's kind of got that classic pop punk sound, a super catchy chorus as they love to do, and really, really great production and sound on this. They've really kind of found a really great way to start producing their music at a really high level, and you can hear it in the sound quality. So A Long Year from Eternal Boy is the first one I'll put on this week.
Yeah, shouts to Four Chord Music, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That was the first one I had on my list too, so I'll just piggyback off that, man. If anybody wants to dive into the throwback pop punk feels, Eternal Boy is one of, if not the best band that you could listen to right now. If you follow me on social media, I've been joking a lot that they're a Creed cover band, but that's not true. So you give them a chance. If you've seen me say that they're Creed, they're not. They play their own music, and it's
Jesus,
very good.
Chris, God, it's not nice to say about somebody.
It's their fault. They did a live show on Facebook, and Rishi started playing Creed, and then from that moment, they were Creed to me.
It's true.
All right, I'll go with David Morris. He used to be, I guess, a rapper by the name of DY. Not, I guess, I know him, but now he's putting out country music, and I just saw this. His name is David Morris now, goes by, and he's got a song called Does He Know About Us? And I can't get the song out of my head. I just can't. I haven't. Every time I listen to it, I got to listen to it like 10 times after that. It's just an earworm, and I think he's on to something. But it just all goes into the trend that's going on in country music right now with the more hip hop beats that go into country and stuff. And with him, and he just kind of sounds very good on this. And but check it out. Does He Know About Us? David Morris. I'm really feeling that song.
Excellent. All right, like it. I'm gonna go with Royal and the Serpent. I put one of her songs on a couple of weeks ago now, Overwhelmed. But her EP finally came out called Get a Grip. And I'm going to put the single Choke from that EP on the playlist this week. It's kind of got this dark, more spooky. It was very Halloween appropriate, dark kind of spooky vibe to it, but still like very upbeat and poppy at the same time. If you can find a way to manage to comprehend all of that, but this song does it very, very, very well. Has that indie pop type of feel to it. But she's still kind of got this darker, aspect to the music, but making it catchy at the very same time. So Choke by Royal and the Serpent is one I'll add on.
Good deal. I am going to put on a song from a band called With Confidence. They released a song this year. The title is Without Me. And I'm putting it on just simply because I have a hunch that both of you will really, really like it. Good pop punk song, very catchy, and I'll be interested to hear what you guys think of it. But With Confidence, Without Me, putting that on the playlist this week. And you know what I might do is, since Eternal Boy has a new song out and Dan and I doubled up on it, I think I'll put one of their throwbacks on the playlist as well.
Nice. A lot of good options there.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. And I was having a dance party with my daughter this morning.
Nice.
And we were listening to Rae Sremmurd, right?
Nice.
Because she needs to know the greats. And No Type comes on, and I was like, oh my God, this song is amazing. I hadn't listened to it in so long. I hadn't listened to that first Rae Sremmurd album in a really long time. And it is great. Rae Sremmurd, probably the best boy band of the 2010s. Because that's really, in essence, what they are. They're a boy band.
Yeah.
And probably better than the Beatles. Probably better than anyone else. Rae Sremmurd, put No Type. Maybe I'll put No Flex on. Maybe just put the whole album on. I don't know. All I know is we all need to just remember how great Rae Sremmurd was before they started to fight about things. Hope they get back together. They're both young.
I didn't know they broke up and were
fighting. Sway Lee got really popular doing solo stuff. I don't think Jimmy liked it that much, and it just seems like that's their riff, but hopefully they can get back together.
One day.
Really hurts me physically knowing that they're not together, but Rae Sremmurd, No Type, put that on the playlist. We all need that in our lives.
Yeah, that's a great one. I'm going to go with Ariana Grande, because how could you not, after that album that she put out, Positions, last week, from top to bottom, it's a masterpiece. It's so good. There's a number of songs I could put on this playlist from it. 3435 is getting a lot of play right now. It's probably my favorite one on there. But I'm going to put Shut Up on the playlist this week. It's the first song at the top of the album. It sticks out. It's very simple in terms of the instrumentals, but the lyrics are just very raw and very honest. And she's like, oh, you gonna get ready for this album. You better be ready. And it just kind of sets the tone. And I love that. It kind of got me fired up and gave me some goosebumps when I listened to it. I'm like, oh boy, let's go. Let's get real, Ari. Tell me the story. Let's go. So I'll put Shut Up on there, but I highly recommend that whole album if you haven't listened to it already, from Ariana Grande.
Yeah, Positions is good. The song Positions is really good.
Oh, yeah.
POV is probably my favorite on the album, because I just love Ariana's voice. And when she just kind of, you give her like a slow, just barely anything going on in the background, and she's just singing, it's like, it's incredible. But no, album's great. It's Ariana Grande's horny album. That girl's been getting it in during quarantine. I'll tell you that much, because Jesus Christ. Woo. Yeah, you can tell her and her boyfriend have not left the house for sure, because that is what that whole album is about. And 34, 35. Do the math. Yeah.
Do the math.
So from last week's playlist, Luke Combs stuff his new stuff is really good. I like it a lot. Dan, I don't care. I think it's really good. And it's Tyler Hero, right? Is that how you? Yeah. That was my favorite song that we had on the playlist last week. So I enjoyed that a lot. This week, for a retro replacement, I am, with us all thinking about our country and our future and what's going to happen with this election, I am going to put on what we've talked about on this podcast before, I believe, is the song that I believe should be played before every sporting event. And that song is The Anthem by Good Charlotte. That's what we're going to put on the playlist this week. It was a last second decision, but given the spirit of this week and what's happening, I think if anything can inspire us to have some American pride, it could be The Anthem. So Good Charlotte going on the playlist this week.
This is a good playlist this week. I'm excited about this playlist. I mean, we got Good Charlotte and Ray Shrimmerd on there. I mean,